And that was beautiful. Welcome in, everybody. So happy Juneteenth. I think some of us are trying to figure out what this holiday actually is. And I thought I knew last year, so I keep reading a little bit more and more about it. But apparently, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, we're celebrating the day when they notified the last slaves, I guess in the whole United States, but I think this particular group was in Texas, that, hey, wait a minute, y'all not slaves anymore, y'all are free. Can you imagine the elation and joy experienced by those people to go, wait a minute, I've been in bondage my entire life and today I'm free. Now, I mean, I think that's worthy of a holiday. I love this. So, don't walk out your mailbox today or people will laugh at you, your neighbors will laugh at you, and don't be sitting cussing at the bank teller when you're going through the drive-through today because the banks will be closed as well. So, a lot of holidays you go, really, why don't we have a holiday for this? But this one, I'm on board with this one. This is good. I like it that people get freedom. We don't want anybody to be enslaved at all. Now, let's go over a couple things, though, as we do get started about why you and I love, where's my little pens at? Why you and I love futures options and trading futures in general. All right, so number one, how come my thing don't work anymore? Why does that not work? Hold on a second. Does this not work? Why does that? I mean, look, it looks like it's working. Give me a second. Oh man, I gotta figure this out because it's driving me nuts. The thing's not working, but this will work, right? No, that won't work either. Darn it. All right, I'll have to do the list in my head. Okay, here's why we like futures and futures options. Holidays, what holidays, right? Number one, so the market is open until 1 p.m. Eastern time today, the futures markets that we trade, and then we'll open back up tonight at 6 o'clock, just like a regular old day. Holiday, what holiday? So we don't have holidays pretty much when we trade futures and futures options. So for those of us who are options nerds and addicts, that's good for us, right? We get to trade more and more. Second thing is we have span margin. Span margin means that it doesn't cost as much buying power for us to put on the trade. But remember, the old mistress that is span margin, she is a beauty, but if she comes with a price, and should the market tumble, she will demand more and more of you as far as buying power, so it can expand quickly. That's why we're really careful to keep in touch with how much buying power that we use. Okay, out. Y'all said y'all can be quiet. Out. JoJo, out. Turn your games down. Y'all are being too loud. All right. Now, I wish I had my list so I could make these. All right, what's the third thing we like about futures and futures options? Guess what? We don't have earnings. Zero earnings, y'all. We don't have to worry about earnings and getting out and in for earnings and all of that. Fourth thing, we don't have dividend risk, right? Because our futures don't pay dividends. So we don't have to worry if we're short and in the money call about having to pay dividends. So those are four things we like about futures. Anything I'm losing out? Oh, we don't have to worry about risk of ruin, right? Risk of ruin, which means we don't have to worry about a company or a stock going to zero because we are in the S&P 500 futures. So if one goes to zero, the rest are likely not to follow. And the S&P 500 futures are self-cleansing. So if one company, starts losing and they start, underperforming and now they, go to trash, they are removed, ladies and gentlemen, from the S&P 500 and replaced by another wonderful company. So those are all reasons that we like trading futures. And I had about 10 of them, y'all. And if I could see them in front of me, write them down, but my little thing's not working. What? Someone else tell me some good things about futures and futures options. What am I missing? Anybody? We don't have holidays. We got great. It's just a great place. Oh. Tax. There you go, Ed. I forgot about it. 1256 tax treatment, right? We'll get 1256 tax treatment. Now, there are two secrets to the wealthy. And no wash sales, no day trader rules, right? No pattern day trader, all kind of stuff. But yeah, two secrets to the wealthy. If you are a real estate investor, I'm about to whoop a kid. Hold on, let me put this on mute while he. Sorry, y'all. Unless I yell at them, they don't know I'm really serious. So I had to scream. All right, that's why I'm muting myself. Yeah, so no wash sales. We don't have any. We don't have any pattern day trader rules with futures and futures options. So if your account's under 25,000, you don't have to worry about getting in and out. You know, so many. You don't have all the stupid rules. It's just great. And then the two secrets to the wealthy. The secret to the wealthy in real estate is the 1031 tax deferred exchange, where you take a property and you're able to sell it and reacquire other property without paying taxes. You're deferring the taxes on down the line. And I don't want to get into the 1031 exchanges, but they're a wonderful thing. That's the secret of the wealthy in the real estate side. On the security side, the secret of the wealthy are 1256 tax treatments, which means 60% of our profits, or lack thereof, are treated as long-term capital gains, which usually have a lower tax treatment than the 40% that is treated as ordinary income. So there's all kind of reasons that we have. We love trading the futures and the futures options. They give us all kinds of benefits. All right, any questions on any of those? So that's why we like it, you know. And while the rest of the world's sitting there today going, "Oh man, I'm eating watermelon and grilling hot dogs," the rest of us are like, "Well, we're going to do that too, but we get to trade until 1 o'clock." Now, are the markets tradable today? Well, we'll see in a minute. But first of all, let's see how on a very slow day. See the volume here? No volume, hardly at all. But isn't it interesting to know that we were at our 80% line trying to figure out if we're oversold or we're fairly valued. So we are fairly valued. Our hypothesis for our thesis for this week was that we were going to go to the 50% line probably and fill in some of these gaps. So that's our major thesis for the week, you know, but if it doesn't go up, it's going to go down. So we really don't know. So we're just kind of looking at where it is. But so far, so good. Looks like on low participation that we're heading in the direction that we thought that we would have this week. So if you're carrying a few long deltas, it's probably not a bad idea for this week, because I think that's what we're going to do. So let's look at our regular chart. Let's look at our regular chart. Dad nabbit. Yeah. Come here, baby. So we're up 1.13%. Wowzers. And let's see. We won't have an AD line today because it's just futures. No big deal there. And look at this anemic volume, right? So it probably would be hard if you're trying to put on the trade or take off the trade, but that's fine. We would at least want to evaluate where our trade is. How they're doing. So no AD line today. We don't have anything to worry about there. We don't have a VIX today because the VIX doesn't trade on the holiday. It's just like the SPX doesn't trade on the holiday, though the futures does, and the volatility futures do trade, but not the VIX in particular. So we're above the overnight high. We're above our opening 15-minute range, which I would imagine is really tight, going from about 3,700 to 3,707. We're above the cash open, which was right in the center of the opening 15-minute range, above the hourly mid and above the VWAP. All right, so everything looks kind of good now. So let's just see, now that we figure out what the good things are about our trades. Now, I have already entered the Greeks. Let's let you see how if you missed it. So we're up $338 in the regular account. And our Greeks look like this. We're just a little bit short deltas, but we're neutral, right? We're delta neutral. We've got nice theta. And our buying power is over, but remember what it's doing. We've not been putting on new trades. Why? Because our theta is fine, and our buying power is over what it should be. So we're not putting on new trades, and we're just waiting for our buying power to get back in line. Over the last 3 sessions, it has gone down 94, 80, 76. So we're doing just what we want to do, which would also reflect our assumption that if the market goes up, volatility should go down and our buying power should go down as well. Now, if we have a sudden drop, we may have to close something. We have to close something at a loss. So don't let that ever scare you. It's just that we want to get this back in line. All right. So let's see what we can do here. Let's look and see how our individual trades are doing. See if there's anything we would dare try to take off on such a low volume day. Probably not, but we'll look. All right, negative 128, negative 41, negative 257, negative 153, negative 101, negative 303, negative 302, negative. Our futures, ugh, I mean, we hate that, right? We hate the losing $626, but we are up $252 on that, and we're short 3 futures. Wow, short 3 futures. Now, here's what I could do. Since our deltas on this account are -1, we're really delta neutral. And if I say, well, Bobby, if you think we're going to be, positive this week, I could close one of those, take the profits on it, and then be short 2 deltas. And then my deltas would be what? Positive 48 going into tomorrow. So if I had 48 positive deltas, what would this thing say? It would say, well, you need a negative 9 adjustment. So I'm probably not going to make that change. We'll probably just, hey, if we go up, we'll make money, but we'll lose money on those. So this one is up 3%. We're up $2.50, up 32%. Well, that's not too bad. We're up $18, though we might lose that on a by the time we put in our little commissions in there. So plus 10, plus 3, minus 48. So, looking at it, we're up $341 on the day. I don't see really anything to change, anything to do. And we're not going to put on a new trade. And everybody knows why we're not putting on a new trade, right? My buying power is just too dang much. All right, let's go to the other account. Let's go to the other account, which is this one. This one here. And let's look at it. First of all, let's look at its little. So this is the IRA. Yeah, so here we are. We are up $668 in this account today. And our ratios are, we're a little bullish, which is good going in for tomorrow, right? We think we're going to go up. Our theta is above 0.1. It's just fine. That's fine. And then our buying power is at 42%. And wherever the VIX is, wasn't the VIX between what, 30 and 40, I think, last time? I don't know what it was. It's not trading today, but we probably shouldn't be over 40% buying power. So same thing over here, y'all. I would not put on a new trade here. Why? Theta is sufficient, and I'm a little over on my buying power, right? And we are, for all intents and purposes, we are delta neutral. All right, so let's see if there's anything that we could take off. Had a nice winner, -340. Here's up 34. And remember, in our back test, and our back test was on the 111, not necessarily the 112s, but it looked like it was probably best to take off a winner if it got at 65% profit. That was our optimal place to take it off. So no need to really take this one off at 34% or 31% and take our $37. We can let this one mature a little bit. -150, negative. When you start seeing all these negatives and you go, how are we even up today, right? -361, -40. So just a quick glance of the account and you go, I don't see anything to manage per se, which is probably good too, because chances are you wouldn't be able to close these without having to move the price a little bit simply because of the low volume. So there's not a lot to do other than just come in and evaluate the account. So we're up $674. It says $695. So it's a good day. It's a good day to now go out and to find a watermelon, which Randy, the watermelon man, who sits up next to the Smoking Pig restaurant in Bowden, was not out selling watermelons today. I'm like, what the devil? My kids were like, Dad, get some watermelon. So I can't wait to get watermelon today. Oh, y'all, we made homemade ice cream yesterday, which was so delicious. And it's kind of neat. I remember as a kid, we didn't have the electric, ice cream makers. And I remember as a kid, you wanted to grind. Remember the grinder, and you just grind and make the homemade ice cream. But when you're 52 years old, oh heck no, you don't want to grind anything. But it's kind of cool because I'm the ice cream mixer upper. I'm the ice cream maker now. So I'm the steak griller and I'm the ice cream maker. So I made some delicious vanilla homemade ice cream yesterday. Just delicious. And having the electric ice cream maker is just phenomenal. All right, Gus says you mentioned an optional take profit at 65% for 111s. What about 112s? Has anybody back tested that with their option Omega? I'm not sure if anybody has done that yet. And I need to do that. I just haven't taken the time to do that. But great question, Gus. Do you have any call related 111, 112s? No, Ed. I have taken all of my calls off. So those might be good to take off if you have any. Right, might be good to take those off. And that's why I thought about taking off one of my futures, right? Let's go to the other account and watch what happens if I do it though. I have a feeling in the Crimson account, here's where you know if it's a good idea or not. You go, well, my deltas, I am basically delta neutral, right? So I'm thinking, man, it might go up tomorrow, but what do I know? I'm just a goofy butt. So if I do a create closing order, and let's say we were going to close one of those futures, and I was going to buy one of those back, what does it do to my buying power? I would think, I'm just speculating here because I don't know, right? I would think that they're going to penalize me for closing one of these because they're going to say, I don't know, Bob, I think you ought to do that. So let's see what they're going to do. Let's see if they're going to penalize me in buying power. I would think it would reduce my buying power. Let's see if I'm right. Look at me, y'all. Look at me. It would cost me $1,600 in buying power to close my short future. So it's almost like they're saying, you know, Tubby, you don't need to do that. What if market goes against you? Okay, so they're, you know, the risk management at Thinkorswim is saying, you know, fat boy who can't even buy a watermelon on Juneteenth, you know, you need to lay off a little bit. Now, what if we were to go in here and we said, well, you know what? I want to get more short for tomorrow, right? Let's say we wanted to sell a future. Well, what would they do in my buying power? Now, what's this? Look at this, zero buying power. So it's almost like they're saying, you know, Tubbs, you maybe need to get a little short. We will reward you for getting short by charging you zero buying power. So, you know, but again, what's your assumption? My assumption is, we know what the assumption is. The assumption is, let's look at this yet. Our assumption is that we're going to the 4280, right? Even though now look, our linear regression apparently has shifted down. Remember, the 4280 was at the top of this, so now it's moved up, which means our entire linear regression channel it's dynamic, right? It's not static. This thing moves, so looks like it's moved out. And my target of us hitting this by June 27th looks like that is not going to happen. But watch, we could definitely get a rip your face off rally and get there. Wouldn't surprise me at all. But it's probably going to take a few more days to get up to there. And we might even have to revise that downward. But again, when we're in the bottom part of the channel, our anticipation is that we're going to go upward, at least here. Now, of course, we can do this and this and this before we get there, but you would think that we're going back this way. But it's really a clear, defined channel, and I think we're going to go up in the short term. Right? See it really there. And it was good last time. Remember when we took this and said, hey, let's look at it at a weekly. Let's see, what does this thing look at on a weekly basis? There. Isn't that cool? You go, man, look at this bull market back here in July of 2020. Man, we were off to the right. And something that's gone wrong, right? I wonder if we can look at this on a monthly basis. Look at this. Oh, hey, check this out. Doesn't look as ugly this way, does it? Here's the Corona crash. Here's the Corona crash. Still going up. Look at this. I don't know. It doesn't look as ugly when you look at it on a monthly basis. Let's scroll out even more. But it's kind of cool just to look at it this way. And you can do, let's look at the hourly chart. What's the hourly chart look like? There. Look at the hours, what's it doing. But I just really, you put it on whatever you want to. My main thing to just get a feel for the whole thing is to just look at it on the daily chart. Daily chart just kind of makes you go, makes perfect sense. Just wanted to share this. Toss support told me that it is not fully reliable. The buying power impact showed at the trade window that we should check it out at the analyze tab. Okay, that's good. And we've seen that too, right? When we'll put on a trade and it'll say zero buying power, and then it looks like they actually did charge us something. So that's a good point and a good thing to keep in mind. So you can always look at it at the analyze tab. Why don't we look at our trades on the analyze tab? This is something that we should do ever so often, right? And make sure that you got them grouped over here. If you don't know how to do that and you're new, click on this and do show groups. You've named them, you've got all your trades named. Go over to your show groups, then go to the analyze tab. Then we're going to go lines at one expiration. Then we're going to go single symbol, and it says all groups here. So then we'll just go 112 25th. Look at this beautiful trade, right? Oh crap, we're down 87. Yes, but if we stay here, we're going to make $782, even if we go down 5%, and even close if we go down 12% there. So look at that, y'all. Look at us. So the 112 25th was great. Just kind of look at your trades. What the crap is this? 112 30th. The devil. What am I missing here? 112 30th. That's unusual, y'all. You know what? It may be that it's a weird little graph just because of the, maybe everybody's taking it off day. Not look at this. No, this one looks normal. This kind of looks normal, right? We're almost profitable. And with the passage of time, our T0 line, which is the purple line, is today, right? And you can move today. Here's tomorrow. See it go up. See that little line go up, 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 up as time goes out. Isn't that great? Let's go back to today. All right, so that one looks fine. Nothing to do there. 112 28, 112 29, which is kind of warpy. 112 26, which is kind of warpy. Warpy today. 111 bull second, kind of warpy. 227. Now, I don't know why that made a difference behind simulations. Made that look better. Yeah. 227. Now I bet they don't look warpy. Let's go back to the real quick. Yeah, now everything's nice and looking like it should. So make sure you hide simulations. Not sure why the simulation shouldn't show up on everything. There we go. 112 30th, 112 28. And everybody knows now how to read the graph, right? Going up here, that means I'm short 2 at this strike, right? Which is 33.84 or so. Then you go in this direction straight, and then it goes down, which means you're short an option here. And then instead of going down, it breaks to the upside, which means I'm long an option here at the 37 or 38.80. Isn't that cool? So that one's going to be fine. We're just entering into the upper third of the trap. 112 29th. We've just entered the profit trap. 112 26 at the top of the profit trap. Bull. It's a bullish trade. We are in some type of profit trap already. 112 27, top third of the profit trap. Just kind of cool to go through them, right? Because a lot of times we panic and go, oh God, this trade's down $213. Let's close it. Why would you close it? In a good spot. Just gotta let time pass. Don't be impatient. 111 bull. We're in some little thing there. Futures should be like just a straight line. Market goes down, that's our hedge. Market goes up. Oh man, that hedge sucks. 2/22. Look at us. Top third of the profit tent or trap, whatever you want to call it. Look at this. Hallelujah. We're not even in the profit tent. Not even in there. 2/23. We're at the top third of the profit tent. 1/2/24. Just have entered the profit tent. And you just want time to work. Look at these, y'all. These are beautiful. I could sit here all day and do this. And make sure you got nothing that's unallocated. It's great. Then you can look at all of them, all groups. Right? Here's all groups. But this is just one expiration. So when you're trading, what expirations are we in? It's easy to see it here, right? We're in the 25 and 39 day expirations. 25, 39. I can't believe that's all we've had. We don't have anything here in the 60 day. Are you kidding me? What are we? Oh, that's true because today's first day is in the 60. So we've only got stuff in the 25. We've only got things in 2 expirations. Look at us. So go back to the Analyze tab. We're in 2 expirations. So go to 2 expirations. Damn, that should show all of our trades. And look how pretty this is. So today on our P&L on our open trade, we're down 1,256. But look what happens come July the 16th. Because we're up $2,600. In July the 30th, we're up 38.37. Now, if I go to 4 expirations, that shouldn't change a lot, right? Shouldn't change a lot. It should be the same thing. Yep. See that? 4 expirations, all the same. Let's see what else we got. 4 expirations. Let's see what else we could do here. Just kind of fun to look, right? So it looks like if things go down, we're even better. Look at there, y'all. That's what you want. So it looks like, you start hurting if you go to the upside. Now it's easier to see this in Thinkorswim, but remember, well, now we can probably look at it because remember, a lot of times we found out, and I forget who found out, but in Tastyworks, we were having issues because they would only show one expiration, right? Like if you had MES M2s and MES U2s, those were 2 different expirations, and it wouldn't show you the stuff. So let's see if we can look at it this time. Trade, curve, and then analysis. Let's see if it'll help us on the right thing. Let's go to the micros. Actually, here we go. So now we're on 1 expiration. So this should show all of our little trades here. Everything I got's 10 days. That's crazy. Trade MES U2 positions. Let me go back. Hold on, y'all. I'm thinking to myself. MES U2s. Okay, we got a lot of U2s. There we go. Go back to trade, go back to curve. So this should show all of our U2 stuff, right? So how do we look at here? Here we go. There we go. Our little profit whale. Little profit whale. And if I am reading this correctly, this, is that little line, that little orange brown line? I think that's our T0 line. And then our T expiration line is that, right? And this is the beauty of the 111 and the 112s is that we have this really cool hump that starts to develop as we go down here. And let's see if I can show y'all the hump developing. Yeah, here we are, 620. So let's move this along and see if we can go 621. Now you see exactly what's happening, right? Our little T0 hump is going up so that on the 4th of July, you go, yeah, baby, look at us. Our T0 line is just increasing so that we can have a great Independence Day. And look at that. They eventually kind of all come together, kind of like that. Yay. Who only knows what that is? Let's go back to today. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. All right, so this account has 44 positive deltas. I'm okay with that going into tomorrow. And we got 173 delta. Everybody's looking good. And my P&L on my open should mean that number here, right, is there's P&L Expo, P&L theoretical, didn't show me P&L open. Our P&L on our open is 148.34. All right. All right, who's got questions about anything? Everybody doing good? Don't y'all love these little 112s, 111s? They're great. Don't know why we're going to do anything else. All right. If you have no questions, I will see y'all tomorrow.